One thing that I think that you would be, they would say for you is to be on a submarine, so at least that way you're inside all the time.
No, what's hilarious is I'm like, okay, so let me consider this for a second. I am aquaphobic, and I'm not full on claustrophobic, but I like having room to move. So, and I don't want, if I ever do have kids, I don't want them to have babies with babies with 9 heads. So
they just really want to get you out of your comfort zone. That's really what.
Maybe that's what it is.
Are they trying to give you timeshares again?
I love how telling a story about working on a nuclear submarine, we're so far removed from where we were in the 80s, it just sounds like I'm talking about timeshares.
Well, we have to do something with all those subs or decommissioning.
I actually think I would have preferred that episode of Doctor Who if it had taken place in a timeshare. Run into the ice giant or whatever the hell it was in a timeshare.
Oh yeah. That Doctor Who episode that I never saw.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're trapped in this timeshare thing because if we leave before the presentation is over, we don't get our free discounted tickets to Six Flags. I would have liked that. Yeah, so I'm.
It kind of seemed to me they'd be more of the medieval times ticket people.
No, the only. See, the problem with that is that's already been done too well by Neil Gaiman in the pages of the Sandman that never needs to be done again. Just the actual immortal person attending a Renaissance fair, Hop Gatling, walking. I just remember he's walking in going, this is bullshit right here. I mean, I don't understand. Everyone's far too clean. They should be hosing you down with shit when you walk through the gates. It's like, oh, this is great.
Was this a movie with Martin Lawrence?
Yes.
Well, they hosed you down with shit, but in a metaphorical sense.
No, that was Bad Boys. Go ahead and say it.
Hey,
actually, it was Bad Boys 2.
Without Bad Boys, you don't get Hot Fuzz, so therefore, you kind of got to have Bad Boys.
I am giving Michael Bay nothing.
And there we go.
And there was the nothing. There it was, Michael. Hope you were listening to that, because there was your nothing, buddy.
Let that be your character note. Nothing.
I don't know. I know. I'm one of 6 people who will actually admit to liking Armageddon, so what can you do?
I liked Armageddon.
I will see you and me and 4 other people.
It wasn't the worst in the world. It was actually kind of fun.
No, Pearl Harbor was much worse.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh, God. Oh,
one actually happened, and the other is Pearl Harbor.
Oh my God, Pearl Harbor was fucking awful. That was like 3.5 hours of my life. You know what? If you said, Widge, you're either going to have to rewatch Pearl Harbor or The Hobbit in high frame rate, I'd be hard pressed. At least, although to say at least Pearl Harbor wasn't like a really bad video game trailer. So I might have to go with Pearl Harbor.
Call of Duty, Widge.
Well, no, but see, we don't have video games.
Was it Medal of Honor? It was Medal of Honor was the all WW2. Who cares?
But see, the problem is they looked like real people. So we don't have video game graphics that good yet. Whereas The Hobbit looked so bad, it looked pretty much on a par with our video game graphics now.
I would actually like a platformer with Gandalf and his hat.
That's it? Just him and his hat?
Because here's the thing. Particularly in The Hobbit, where, the hat was in effect because they, stayed on his head. Pretty much they're going down the hill, hat's still on, hat doesn't fly off. That's your game.
That Hat Wrangler.
That's your game. You run around as Gandalf, and you just have to make sure you're protecting the hat.
Protector of the hat.
You can play like Braid.
Now they're getting 4.
Protector of the Hat. You could sing Protector of the Hat to the tune of Leader of the Pack.
Exactly.
He's the protector of that.
Vroom, vroom. I don't know what the vroom is. Maybe it's the Eagles. I don't know.
It's Glenn Fry, really?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Joe Walsh. What are you going to do?
Stop them from getting back with Don Henley.
Hell freezes over again, the tour. Oh, speaking of which, so John,
Yes, sir.
how excited are you about an upcoming HBO series?
Oh, what HBO series are we talking about? I must.
Twin Peaks.
Oh, no.
I know.
Twin Peaks. Go on.
But you know what I'm talking about, right, Tuffley?
Yeah.
How is it that John doesn't know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Does John have HBO?
I don't know.
Oh, are you talking about the Foo Fighters thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say.
The point about it is it's like
I was
only
about-
it's like only 8 episodes or something.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's the
Well,
first
because
season.
that's how many tracks are on Sonic Highways.
Well, okay. Point well taken, sir.
But trust me, if Broadchurch can suddenly turn into a series rather than a miniseries, so can this.
Dave just has to record another album.
Although, you know what I would love though is if it was the second season of Sonic Highways turned out to be them solving a murder.
Yes. They're like solving Colin Farrell's sudden murder.
Who was it? Was it Craig Ferguson who was always talking about the Foo Fighters did nothing to fight Foo? No, that was Rich Hall.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, they're full of shit. They haven't fought any Foo whatsoever. I've checked. So now this could be their chance to fight some Foo.
Jesus.
What?
I think he was surprised from behind by one of the children.
Oh, I thought he said praise Jesus. I was like, well, let's not get out of hand here.
Well, no, Dave is growing his hair out, but he's not there yet.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Have you seen the God Only Knows clip?
No. What is that?
It's the BBC Music BBC Music for the launch of the BBC Music service. They did they had like one of those. Remember when they did the thing with Lou Reed, where they did Perfect Day, and they had a bunch of people doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, well they did the same thing with God Only Knows.
Huh. Okay.
And if you YouTube it, it's around, but it's basically Brian Wilson, obviously. Point.
Nope.
It's Brian Wilson. It's Pharrell. It's Florence Welch, Elton John, Jake Bugg's in there somewhere. Dave's in there at some point. But it's literally everybody taking a turn on God Only Knows.
Huh. I like to. I like System of a Down and Tech Nine to collaborate on one. That would be nice. I'm just saying.
On a Rage Against the Machine song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
Oh my God. So the one thing we can do before, assuming anyone else ever shows up, is we can talk about S.H.I.E.L.D. so far because I'm caught up.
Well, you say caught up, but there is one airing shortly.
But as of right now, I'm
But
caught
as
up.
of right now, you're caught up. I'm caught up as well.
Yeah. So John, what about you?
I am caught up as well, sir.
So overall, are
I'm-
you guys pleased?
Extremely pleased.
I like it, yeah.
I am really digging it. Okay, was it just me or was I just not paying attention and everyone else knew that Lucy Lawless was gonna? Oh, by the way, spoilers, that Lucy Lawless was gonna bite it in the first episode.
No, they were doing interviews with her. They were asking her about future episodes, and she sort of mentioned it. But yeah,
Nice.
I didn't know.
Nice. I love that.
so they completely kept it in the dark. They made it like she was a recurring cast member,
Right.
and
She might be.
She still might be because she touched an 084, so we don't really know. But
Do we actually know that she's dead?
Well,
Yeah.
She touched a thing that did something to her arm, and then she was in a car that flipped over, and then she was left there, and then they
John,
buried her.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
John, well, John, I take your point. It is Marvel, so,
And then they buried her.
but it is Marvel.
Yeah.
Supposedly they buried. Well, Coulson's supposed to be dead, isn't he?
Well, Coulson's supposed to be dead. Patton Oswalt's supposed to be dead.
Well, what is the deal with Patton Oswalt? Do we?
I'm guessing life model decoy.
Well, they even say one of the kind of throwaway pieces of dialogue is that he keeps bringing up other brothers. It's really beginning to freak me out.
I'm guessing LMD.
I would guess that too.
But that's a incredibly intelligent piece of machinery, then.
Yeah, it is.
It is, but no doubt Tuffley is about to, in the next 3 minutes, tell us how that ties into his Ultron theory.
I don't know. It doesn't.
Well, it's an incredibly intelligent piece of machinery. Patton Oswalt. It's not James Spader. It's Patton Oswalt.
It's Patton Oswalt. Yeah, that's what it is. No, they had me until I was still right. I was still right until at least part of the way through Captain America. Anyway,
this is a story he's going to stick to.
No, your Ultron theory still holds some water. I think it could still happen. At least the version of it I remember.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing since the only difference is that if S.H.I.E.L.D. indeed put all their stuff out into the world, I mean, we know that there are rogue Hydra, well, not rogue, but Hydra cells all over the place. There's nothing saying that Fury, since he's Fury, wouldn't have a backup crew somewhere working on something,
I don't think it's. I'm beginning to think somehow it's not as far-reaching as we're thinking it is.
Oh yeah.
It may just be a thing of Tony makes a thing. Tony makes a thing so the Avengers don't have to do all the work.
Didn't they sort of say though that?
Yeah.
They sort of said that it was just basically he realizes that the Avengers can't always be around, so
yeah,
he just starts basically making essentially what would be Iron Man, but
yeah, because of the suits, yeah.
Right. So, how long till we figure that out? When's that supposed to come out again?
That is early May.
Yeah,
it's early May. Which, and I've been trying to figure out the math on this, so, which means S.H.I.E.L.D. could still, because it's early May, S.H.I.E.L.D. will still possibly air episodes after Avengers.
So we could have another Winter Soldier situation where they're reacting to the film.
Because here's the thing, if they're doing... Because Agent Carter isn't coming until January. They're not throwing Agent Carter out there until January. So we get S.H.I.E.L.D. through whenever they break in December, basically.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking, I've been told it's 10 episodes of Agent Carter?
I believe that's right.
So it's 10 episodes of Agent Carter, and that's going to run consecutively.
Okay.
Theoretically. That's going to be 10 weeks. Probably starting in January. And then S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back in March.
Okay.
With the rest of the run, which means there are going to be episodes that air after the Avengers come out.
Do you think that they're going to continue to make S.H.I.E.L.D. such a basically integral part of the way the movies are going?
Well, I think
they've kind of given them a little pocket because they're starting to go cosmic.
Well, especially after...
I mean, unless Coulson really is drawing star charts, so...
Well, I think Avengers 2 is not as cosmic.
Well, no. I'm saying probably after Avengers 2. I think we start leaning a bit more cosmic, especially since we know at least Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and probably a Captain Marvel film are floating around out there somewhere, both of which are going to be in space, so...
Well, now, here's the question. Do we get Sword?
I don't think so.
That's a shame. I actually like that idea.
Well, see, Coulson would have to build up. The shield would have to be built up a lot in the next couple of cycles for that to work.
Well, unless
Stark does it.
Well, or unless it's already there.
Yeah.
And was split off from S.H.I.E.L.D. early enough and basically has little to no Hydra in it.
Yes, Sword with 25% less Hydra.
Well, because I mean, I could see
More
Hydra.
filling, less Hydra.
I could see Hydra basically going, okay, we're gonna put some people in this just in case they find anything neat like the Tesseract again. Otherwise, we're good with causing chaos here. So we're gonna focus on S.H.I.E.L.D.
Honestly, I'd just like it if S.H.I.E.L.D. introduced Abigail Brand. That'd be fun.
Now Brand is
She's the one running Sword right now.
Okay. Yeah, I only got some of the stuff about Sword with I forget what it was, but
When it was Osborn and Victoria.
No, it was when it was something where it was like 3 or 4 people in the room with Cap were like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually an agent of Sword," and he's like, "Is there anyone who's not? Would anyone else like to tell me they're a fucking agent of something at this point?" So.
But a lot of the Sword, they've been using the Sword stuff a lot in a lot of the Avengers and X-Men stuff recently.
Well, that makes sense because they're, well, at least they were cosmic. I don't know what they're doing now.
I find the Fantastic Four rumor fascinating, though.
Okay, what is this rumor?
Okay, so the rumor is that part of it is they are actually canceling the Fantastic Four title again.
Okay, okay.
But it's interesting why they may be doing it.
Is there a legal reason behind this?
It's not a legal reason. It happens to do with Kurt Mueller, who is still apparently far up the chain at Marvel for some reason. Was not happy with negotiations for the Fantastic Four stuff, and the story goes that he is pushing to get not to support the Fox film.
Oh.
So they're not throwing any kind of support to the Fox film, including having a Fantastic Four title out at the time of the film.
Wow. That is what we call hardball.
And part of it is, he wasn't going to do that with X-Men because X-Men sell. Admittedly, the Fantastic Four don't sell as big, so it's really easy to just cancel a Fantastic Four book.
Yeah, toughly. I mean, if they canceled the X-Men books, that would mean like half of their books would be gone.
Well, not all of them. I mean, Deadpool has the other half, so.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, it's some sort of it's a rumor that's basically the original release, since the Fantastic Four was originally supposed to be released in May, and they bumped it, which is the speculation because that is the final issue of FF pops up in April.
Okay.
And the original release date for the Fantastic Four film was supposed to be sometime in May, and I think it got bumped. So. But the theory was that they were pulling the Fantastic Four book so that they didn't give the movie any accidental support.
Well,
yeah, you wouldn't have to do accidental supporting.
Yeah.
Well, and
it gets a little more interesting because Diamond Select is apparently saying they're not allowed to make FF toys right now.
Wow.
They have a license with Marvel, but they are specific. They're saying they specifically cannot do a Fantastic Four figure. Period.
Wow. Huh. See, I almost would be like, okay, we're gonna have a Fantastic Four title, but it's gonna be the Ghost Rider, Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man Fantastic Four, and we're gonna do crazy shit with it. It'll be that other Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So it'll be like how Marvel used to treat their movies and comics, where you'd go, wait, what? I just watched the X-Men movies. I can't wait to get into these comics. Who the fuck is Marrow? I mean, that's X-Men 1 and 2 right there. Siege Perilous, what? This makes no sense. Welcome to Marvel, son.
Well, didn't they kill Cap off when the first movie came out?
Did they?
I think that was about the time. Wasn't it around the time the movie was coming out?
Yeah, I think so.
The first one?
You're talking about basically the middle part of Secret Invasion, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I guess it would be the conclusion of Secret Invasion.
Well, hang on.
Yeah, because he was still dead. It was still Bucky Cap. It was still actually Bucky Cap when the film came out, I think.
Well, I don't know about Bucky Cap, but Death of Captain America.
Winter Soldier Cap, okay.
Death of Captain America ran April 2007 to November 2008, and First Avenger was released in 2011.
So yeah, right about the same time.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'm with Tuffley on this one.
No, I mean I didn't read any of it. So
let's put it this way: when did Cap come back?
But hasn't he been back and sort of been back? I mean, that's like a.
Well, he's back and he's gone again because
that's unfortunately a very
the super serum is giving out. I think
again.
Is the current end of the story. But don't worry. Supposedly they're going to reboot the Marvel Universe anyway, so it doesn't matter. He'll be back.
What? Now what?
You know, as you do.
Okay, so basically they've had all these time travel shenanigans with like all new X-Men and characters from Todd McFarlane comics suddenly showing up and you know, Nick Fury masterminding the end of the universe sort of thing. So all that's happened. And so basically the thought is that it's leading toward Marvel rebooting everything.
And let me guess, making it look a lot more like the movies.
I don't know so much making it look more like the movies, but they've been trying to figure out a way to not have to do an Ultimate line just to have a Miles Morales book. So that's one of the things they've been working on. So I guess one of the things they're trying to do is they're trying to get Miles Morales into the regular continuity.
Which is so incredibly easy to do.
Yeah. But but they want to make it stick because they have a storyline right now where Miles is running around the books, but they're trying to make it stick. So basically they're trying to get rid of the Ultimate Verse. They're trying to, you know, I don't know if they're going to reboot 616, but it seems like they might, or blow up certain elements of it.
Right.
Like, you know, how many Caps there are, because really they don't really have to reboot anything. I mean, they've got Jean Grey, and technically she's still dead. So you've had your cake and are having more cake. It's.
How delicious is that cake?
Well, it depends on how much you like Bendis.
For the rest of your life.
So, yeah, what is it? Bleeding Cool was saying that it's a bait and switch, that they're not actually doing it. But, I mean.
Well, see, here's what you can do, because Remender does these things where he blows everything up, and then it's not a reboot, but he blows everything up, and then creates the reset button so that things aren't blown up.
Right.
Basically, because it's the kind of story that guy does.
Right.
Because Bendis just blows stuff up.
Sometimes with better results than others.
Better results, yes. But it seems like it's Remender's MO to like blow things up and then hit the reset button, sort of. So we'll see. And this appears to be the story that's spinning out of the whole Uncanny Avengers thing. So where apparently Kang and the Red Skull have been the major villains for quite some time. So.
Kang.
Oh my God! Are you kidding?
No, he's not. I think he's actually being serious about that.
No, I saw an ad where. Oh my God!
Are you on Craigslist again?
Yeah, I am. Look at all these. No, I'm on chat roulette. It's a callback. So Crossed, right? Garth Ennis is Crossed.
Yeah.
Did you see where Alan Moore is writing a 6-issue limited series based in that universe?
Yes.
Oh my God! My mind is fucking blown. I want it now. I want it now.
You say you want it, Widge, but then it's just going to be League of Extraordinary Gentlemen 19XX again.
You're going to be disappointed.
It's going to be 1901 all over again, sir, and you'll have nobody to blame but yourself.
No, I'd like to point out that Volume 2 was shit long before 1901. Nope. Sorry. But he's got and he's got another novel coming out too, which is fine because
well, they've got some sort of digital line that he's doing too, and I'm not really sure.
Really?
Electro Comics.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure what the hell that is because no one said anything after the Kickstarter.
Huh. Very strange.
But they kind of did a Kickstarter, and they said there may or may not be new Alan Moore stuff attached to that.
But that was enough to get people to fund it, so...
Yeah.
Huh.
There you go, folks.
Bizarre. Bloodthirsty Rage Zombies written by Alan Moore. I mean, I'm going to take a chance.
Take a chance on me.
I shouldn't, but I'm going to.
Now, Rage Zombies singing ABBA.
Now, that is a version of...
That's how they kill you.
What is that? What is that horrible movie and musical?
Was it Mamma Mia?
Yes.
Mamma Mia.
How's that song go?
No, what it is,
I don't know.
it's called called Mamma Mia Manja.
What the hell's going on over there?
Oh my God! It's a steampunk wank fest. What is happening?
What is that?
What is what?
That sound.
That sound? It's me stirring my coffee.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That is not what it sounds like
that
over
is a euphemism if I've ever heard one.
Okay. Coffee mug. This is a coffee mug. I'm having coffee.
Rich can't see you.
I can't see you, so it's still a euphemism for me.
I don't care.
One
of you did. There's evidence already.
This is a coffee mug. This is how I wake up in the morning.
This is your brain on drugs.
I like it with a little bit of cream. Just saying.
Hey.
Hey.
It's non-dairy.
Mamma Mia Manja.
Why don't I have ladies up here anywhere?
Are you having a chat roulette flashback?
What?
You know, ladies. Ladies.
You mean the non-males that may be on this show occasionally? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's that too.
Our attempt at diversity? Really?
I actually meant this.
Ladies.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Yep, that's what we have instead of diversity.
Yeah, basically.
We have Irish. We have the Irish.
We have
Well,
Irish.
and provided you're not Bono, that's fine.
Oh.
So. Oh, I saw Gone Girl.
How was that?
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. I didn't read the book. My wife did read the book, so she kind of knew how it ended. Well, she did know how it ended. Not kind of. She did. And as usual, the book is probably more deep than the movie. But not being a person who hadn't read the book, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was a very interesting movie and did not go the way that I typical movies of this ilk go. In fact, there was a couple of times because I kind of pride myself on knowing what's going to kind of happen next type thing. a couple of times I was like, oh yeah, I know where it's going. Oh wait, no, it didn't do that at all. It did something that would be way more realistic. So yeah, no, it was really good. Ben Affleck was really good. Although I did read a article where he was saying, well, I kind of had my physique a little bit because I've been working out for Batman. It's like, oh yeah, humble brag much. And no, he did a really good job. Sometimes it's hard to remember that he can actually act given the right material, given the material that's appropriate for him. He's a pretty decent actor. And it was basically sort of a murder mystery, but it had a lot of humor to it, which is sort of interesting. But I mean, if I was to give it a grade, I'd give it a B, maybe a B plus.
Right.
And yeah, it was quite enjoyable. The whole very, 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 very good. And the story is a little out there. It's a little unbelievable, but then they have these moments where you go, okay, I can totally get it. So that's what I did. That's my contribution. It's weird because we normally have like 60,000 people on here. So then when there's only 3 of us, it's like, well, hey, we actually get to talk. Now what do we do?
Yeah, I don't know. Although
I was interested in checking out the soundtrack though, so because it's Trent Reznor and Atticus.
Yeah. I saw that come up when I was watching the opening credits. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Did he do social media?
He did Social Network. He's done all of the recent David Fincher movies.
He did Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
Which was excellent. Well, Social Media was good, but I thought Dragon Tattoo was especially good.
I have not seen either version of said movie or book.
I
haven't even read the book.
Avoid the book, watch the movie. I haven't seen the original, but the book's not very good.
I don't think we'll get another one in the Fincher series, though.
That's okay.
Sadly, I wouldn't mind another one.
No, I thought it was really well done. It's just they fixed it because I get really irritated when authors, when anyone is trying to further a plot makes a character do something exceptionally stupid that you just go, okay, you have not been dumb through the majority of this film or book or whatever, and now you've just done something that is completely out of character with your level of non-dumbness. So what the fuck? But they actually made it make sense in the film. It's basically for John. To avoid spoilers for John, it's why a certain character winds up in a predicament because he's in a bad place at the wrong time. And if you've read the book, you probably go, oh yeah, that, because that just irritated me to no fucking end. Oh, speaking of
irritating you to no fucking end.
No, being in a bad place. John, are you?
Wait,
what? Are you?
Where are we going with that?
I'm going to. There's some weird high-pitched noise that happens when you're talking. Am I the only one hearing that? Because I ask because it was on. I'm hearing it now. It was on my backup file, and it was on the file that I got from you last time. So I don't know.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It's his Dave Kroll appreciation signal.
Is that how you're getting your Hydra signal out? Is that
it's just a drone that's in the background? You don't really know what it is.
It's the Hydra calls that he's putting out. Are you hearing it at all, Tuffley?
I'm not hearing anything.
I don't hear it either.
It's probably. I'd like to hear from the listeners. Maybe it's because of my fucked up hearing, that my hearing is fucked to the point where that one frequency is coming through loud and clear, and hardly anything else is.
So, how much time have you spent with the clips from the Pink Floyd album right now?
With the clips from the Pink Floyd album, or clips from the Pink Floyd album? Yeah. Because I have clips from the Pink Floyd album. I have in heavy rotation on my iPhone even though I was really drunk at the time, just because it's nice to throw in between random songs. Yeah, I think either.
Hello.
Think may have been. Hello. What? What? Did John fall to the floor?
Yes, he did. No,
Are we having a
actually,
money pit moment?
no. He opened something. Was it a little too exuberant, sir?
Okay,
I
this
had a
also sounds like a euphemism. Are you about to have some?
fall out of my refrigerator. This was one of them.
Are you having some quote unquote coffee, John?
This was the other one.
Are you about to stir some Java, if you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It's a fucking real coffee mug. John's staring right at it.
You know, this puts the name needcoffee.com into a really weird place.
Hey,
It says New York on it too, Widge.
Oh
West
my
Coast-
God!
West Coast is representing.
Is that before or after you I don't know, add sugar to it to I don't know, whatever the euphemism is where the spoon would stand up.
Come in it?
Oh God!
What?
Ow! I hit my head on my chair.
Oh God, it's password again. Damn it.
There's you have a password on it?
No, Aqueduct. No, sorry.
Hey, Aqueduct.
So
What?
we're playing. It's Jethro Tull versus Def Leppard on Password.
Yes. JJ, thank God you're here. Everybody is wanking, but saying they're drinking coffee. I think they're
Is that the
being,
sequel to Everybody's Kung Fu Fighting?
actually no. As you well know, Tuffley, there is a sequel to Everybody's Kung Fu Fighting. Well, I believe it was wasn't it called Do the Kung Fu or something
Yeah.
like that?
Do the Kung Fu. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Horror.
Yeah, JJ, everybody's apparently so
Well, that's
happy
what we've done this week. Thanks for listening.
about Twin Peaks coming back that they're drinking coffee and masturbating.
Ah. At least that way your hands stay warm.
Hey, fire walk with me.
Hey, what is the temperature over there right now?
In Portland,
Yes, sir.
the high today was 80.
Real quick question. Do you think you're speaking into your microphone or that you're speaking into the microphone on your laptop?
What does the temperature have to do with this?
Well, you know, it's fertilization.
Did you say fertilization?
Yes, the laptop has to be at a certain temperature to be efficiently fertile.
Are you trying to ask if JJ's laptop is in heat?
I don't know what he's asking. I was
This
just
is
throwing
so
it in.
fucking awkward. What the hell?
JJ, that's why you have to keep your laptop indoors this time of year.
I think I fixed the microphone problem.
There you go.
All these euphemisms. I don't get it. Why?
I apparently didn't have my microphone properly wrapped. It was just out in public.
Oh my God! Always wrap your mic.
It just slipped, Wedge.
You got to do a
Why?
mic check.
What do you want?
Just remember, as Zach De La Rocha once said, mic check.
And unless I am not mistaken, that's a sexual reference?
That is totally correct, Robo. Robo Din.
But then again, Zach did leave and give the microphone to Chris Cornell, so that could have been a mistake.
And it was great for one album.
I actually
At least
half a
it's on.
side, really.
What? Heresy! I enjoyed the shit out of Audio Slave. Come on.
My
You
problem
and that one other guy. Actually, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and that other
My
guy
thing
was
is-
Chris Cornell.
I really like Chris Cornell's voice.
He is his biggest fan.
I find that listening to Chris Cornell do more than one or two songs of anything, and I'm bored.
Really?
Yeah.
Even Super Unknown? Super Unknown's a badass album.
As long as I listen to it in about 3-song chunks, yes. But if I try to listen to the whole thing, I feel the same. What?
I concur. I actually do concur with that particular sentiment. Now, were you going to say the same for Pearl Jam?
I was gonna say Primus, but
Yeah. Okay. I can see Primus.
Pearl Jam, I lost touch after the second album.
I lasted longer than you, and that's saying something.
I saw them on tour for their third album, but I mainly went because the Ramones were opening for them.
Well, that's perfectly acceptable.
I hawked a bass guitar to get a ticket, so I think I did the right thing.
Wow.
That's actually very punk of you.
Was it your bass guitar? Because if it wasn't, that would be even more punk.
Was that the tour before Adios Amigos?
No, it was after Adios Amigos because they pretty much were gone within about 2 or 3 months after I saw them.
Okay.
And then they started dying like fucking houseflies.
How many of the original are left? Was it like only one?
No, I don't think any of them are left.
Not the originals, no.
Not the originals, no.
Really?
All of the replacements are I think still kicking around, but none. The 4 original members are all
Yeah, but we're not talking about the replacements. We're talking about.
Thank you. Yep, I figured.
So what have you been up to, JJ?
Well, I went to a musical a couple nights ago that was really good.
What was that called?
Kinky Boots.
Oh, okay.
Is that something that the high school kids do, or?
It's based on the film of the same name. The book was written by Harvey Fierstein, and Cyndi Lauper wrote the music. She won a Tony for it last year. And if you
Was this the touring company of it, or was this a local production?
it's the first big tour of it.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's one of those that I had already heard the music because once it won a Tony, I was bound to. But it's a much better play seeing it than listening to it.
I think because that's one of those it's based on the film, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I've never seen the musical.
Yeah. Well, the musical suffers from a vast lack of Chiwetel Ejiofor, but most films do.
What?
Chiwetel Ejiofor. You know, he won an Oscar last year. He's one of those people that we have decided as a culture that we're not going to learn how to pronounce his name, like M. Night Shyamalan.
No, I would like to know.
If they had given him the Doctor, we probably would have had to have figured out how to pronounce it.
By the way, I figured out who bought your bass.
All your bass is ours. What?
Tuffley bought your bass. I see it there in the background.
No, unless it was plastic. No.
That is the opposite of the bass that I have right now. I have a black one with a white pickguard.
Now, is that an actual bass, or is that for...
That's Rock Band.
Controller. Okay.
That's Rock Band. Well, actually, it is now what most Rock Band instruments are decorations in someone's room. That's basically what they are now.
You know, here's the deal. I got into Rock Band really late, and it was impossible to find instruments anywhere.
See, I wanted the Beatles ones, and you couldn't get those because once they had sold out of those, they stopped making it because that's immediately the point where people stopped buying the game.
But can't you, in theory, figure out how to play other games on the controller just for the fuck of it?
Oh, I have.
Okay, because it isn't just a controller.
It is a controller, and I do have the wireless guitar, so sometimes I will try to play Halo with it.
What?
It's just weird. But I've tried to do it. Forza is not I would not recommend Forza.
Halo Ace Frehley edition.
Although I did actually win a race in Forza with the guitar. So
I'm guessing you were playing an AC/DC
I wouldn't try it again, but it was fun.
Now, what was the track you were on? Was it one of the old?
No, it wasn't the ring. It wasn't the Nürburgring.
Oh, okay.
It was I think it was one of the racetracks.
We forgot to bring Widge up to speed here. Forza's a racing game.
Oh no. I was looking up. I was trying to think. There was something that Kinky Boots beat at the Tony Awards that I was like, oh, and it was basically Matilda the musical
Right.
Matilda, the musical.
that Tim Minchin wrote the score for.
Yeah.
And
You
it
guys are
sounds
all
very
really
Tim Minchin-y.
Yeah, but awesome.
Oh, no, I'm saying that as a good thing.
Oh, okay.
I just recently saw on Firewire. They had the Tim Minchin JCS, and it's quite nice.
Oh yeah, I've seen some bits of that. He was quite good. He's no Corey Glover, but then again, who is?
Corey Glover is.
Corey Glover definitely is.
I'm gonna vote for Corey Glover there on
Yep.
that.
Yep.
However, there apparently were a few
And so is
dates.
Corey Hart.
No.
There was a few dates that Corey Glover couldn't make that apparently Doug Pinnick sat in for, and I would have loved that as well.
Wait, who did?
Doug Pinnick,
Why do I know that name?
King's X,
Yeah.
Oh.
a band that I've been obsessed with since.
Oh yeah. No, I've been. What was it? Oh God, what was the? I'm blanking on the name of the first album that I. Oh, Faith, Hope, Love. That's where I came on board.
Right.
That's what a lot of people did, I guess.
1990, yeah. No, that would have been interesting. But yeah, the Corey Glover JCS was pretty amazing in that you had the guy who was Jesus in the movie version. So he was roughly twice the age of what Jesus, lived to be, reportedly, and could still power whale. Allegedly. I mean, I wasn't there.
You don't want to get sued by the God Company.
No, I don't think Andrew Lloyd Webber was really directly involved. But
Allegedly.
allegedly. But no, I what was great about that was whereas and you guys know this, when you go to see the touring version of a show, so often it's like they try to sound exactly like the people on the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where you're like, well, why am I even here? I could have just stayed at home and imagined all of this. But
do you think that the touring cast of Les Mis tries to sound like the movie?
no,
No.
because I mean, part of the appeal of the movie was that it was very raw and very live.
And the guy who plays Javert generally tries to hit the high notes.
Or a note?
Yeah, that was.
I liked
sad.
the film. I don't hold Russell Crowe. I don't. I thought his performance was fine. His voice wasn't up for the song, but his performance was fine.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, you kind of go, okay, well, we got to put Russell Crowe in this. How can we balance it? I know. Let's get Anne Hathaway to fucking crush people with the trailer. Every time they played that trailer, it was like, oh my God, I just want to go somewhere and drink. Oh, AMC, that's why you started putting bars in all your cinemas, you fucks.
Nothing wrong with that. Can we get another run of that film? There's a couple of more movie theaters I'd like bars in.
No, well, part of the problem was, Tuffley, is that they came afterwards. It was too late.
Yeah,
Wandering around the lobby trying to, buy some no-brand tequila off of a bum. I mean, it's just not good.
they're prepping us for Into the Woods.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Wish.
No, nothing can prepare you for Into the Woods. That's how they should sell it, really.
See, JJ, the one thing about that film that I think is going to be redeemable, that I know regardless is going to be good, is James Corden.
Yeah.
Future Late Late Show host.
What?
Future Late Late Show host.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taking for Craig Ferguson.
Is he?
Yeah, Craig's going to go host a game show and a talk show now, isn't it?
He already has a game show out called Celebrity Name Game.
Yeah, he's going to have a talk show, and he's going to have another talk show like in 2016 or something like that.
Yeah, I knew that he was leaving. Well, I didn't know that James Corden was taking it over.
Yep, they announced it.
Huh.
So Corbett and Corden.
Wild. Okay. But no, JJ, the only thing keeping me from completely just going off on that is that it's Rob Marshall.
Well, and it's one of those things that I think that if you actually look at what could make that film pretty good, the pluses are, I think that the parts are more than the sum of its worth.
Is it like Dead Curiosity? Is that what it is? You think?
I don't know. I mean, it's like I am okay with the Sweeney Todd that we got a couple years ago, but it's not Sweeney Todd.
Oh.
When I watch it as something other than Sweeney Todd.
See, I'm like Doc with Starship Troopers. It's like
The way I think
Sweeney Todd Bug Hunt, and I would have been fine with it.
the way I think about Sweeney Todd is, if because Tim Burton has his 50B movie praise going on. So I look at Sweeney Todd through the lens of he shot it, and that's how I look at a lot of Tim Burton movies that aren't that good. Weirdly, that if you think about it, well, okay, it's a 50s B film. There you go. You're done. It's much better that way. It doesn't fix Dark Shadows though. Nothing fixes Dark Shadows.
A lot of kerosene could have fixed Dark Shadows.
Oh, this just in.
That's okay. I still have House of Dark Shadows, and it wasn't that great either, but it's fine.
This just in the no kidding department. The Walking Dead has been renewed for season 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the art they released of the arms and the figure of a 6?
Oh, I'm looking now.
I want the Sesame Street countdown with those.
Yeah.
The
This
pinball
episode
machine.
of Walking Dead was brought to you by the and the letter Z.
Okay, so
What?
Nothing.
Sometimes he just thinks funny things.
No, somebody was humming the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that one. I was just like, I was trying. The visual popped in.
It's the pinball, right?
With the pinball, yeah.
There was more cartoons, but it's always the pinball.
It's always the pinball.
Yeah, if we could have the Walking Dead pinball machine featured in that'd be great. And if there isn't one, there should be.
Oh, there is. Well, it's not a physical table, but it's the Zen pinball table for the Telltale Walking Dead game.
Oh, okay.
It's nice.
So
or Pinball FX too, if you've got an Xbox.
An original Xbox?
Well, they're all Xboxes now, aren't they?
I think so.
We're all Xboxes now.
Where have all the Xboxes gone?
Long time passing.
So the J.K. Rowling thing.
Yeah, I've tried looking at that and can't care. Can someone help me?
Well,
You are so cynical, Widge.
Yes. Have you met me?
Hey, it's the week everything's coming back. Whether we wanted it or not.
Well, remember, Stephen King said sometimes they come back.
Yeah.
And sometimes they come back again.
Speaking of which, how is this movie doing?
Which one?
Good Marriage.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, the fact that I'm the only one who knows this movie exists does not bode well.
No, I mean, I didn't hear the title of the film.
Oh, Good Marriage. Didn't that open?
I haven't heard of it.
I don't think it has yet. I don't think it has. I'm not sure.
Hang on.
Yeah, I know it exists. I didn't know if it opened. I'm waiting for Horns.
Is that still limited?
It's on iTunes right now, and it's getting released and limited on Halloween Day.
Okay. Because I know it did a run. I know it did a run like in a couple of places here.
Okay, and it played Toronto.
Yeah, it did like I think some of the AMC's ran it like in the extra theaters. for a couple of days,
Right.
as they tend to do now. It's weird. A lot of the AMCs now that have like lots of theaters, like the multiplex AMCs, will like start running anything really.
Yeah, apparently it came out this past weekend. It is based on a novella that was in Full Dark No Stars, whatever it's called.
Okay.
But what's really disturbing is that it's not even listed anywhere on Box Office Mojo. That's not good. I'm trying to see on AV Club if they... let's see. Well, no, it's not.
He's searching.
It's not listed on AV Club's wind-up of the box office.
Are you sure this exists, or is it just a movie that you thought of in your head?
Okay, it must be.
I filmed this.
Yeah, it's Joan Allen and Anthony LaPaglia. It's got a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes, with with 17 critics weighing in.
That officially means Tusk was in fact playing in more theaters than that. So,
wait, is Tusk out?
Yes, Tusk is out.
It failed, succeeded.
It failed. Yes.
Failed, seeded.
Hey, and only 2 more Kevin Smith Canadian films to go. So, you know.
Hey, it's a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes too.
At this point, I think you pretty much need to come up with a new verb. I mean, because he's doing these films in a way that it doesn't really matter what they do at the box office. He's already made his money back.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's Smithed at the box office.
And like Johnny Depp's in the next one too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically how they're selling this, because Johnny Depp still sells pretty well, especially internationally. He'll still sell. So
it pays to have your kid become friends with Johnny Depp's kid.
Yeah.
Speaking of Johnny Depp's kid, did you see that ABC's wants to make an Uncle Buck series?
Again?
Oh, that's right. That did happen.
Yeah, CBS did one, yeah. It was CBS, wasn't it? Yeah.
I remember that, and yet not.
I've heard.
I don't recall that at all.
Well, the thing I've heard was the Say Anything thing.
They killed that. That's been killed.
Has that been killed in like the 12 hours that I first read about this?
See here, yeah. Well, that's exactly. According to what I just at least according to what
the article announcing the show came out yesterday.
Hold on a second. Let me double check my source. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, they just shelved it.
Okay, because basically Deadline reported this like less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, according to Deadline, it's now according to Deadline, it's been shelved.
Yeah, apparently NBC and Fox had a deal to do a continuation of Say Anything as a television show.
Well, did you see the Cameron Crowe's tweet about it?
I've seen 3 of Cameron Crowe's tweets. Apparently there is an entire rant that I haven't seen.
Well, Cameron Crowe's tweets here says, regarding the announcement of a Say Anything TV show, and then at John Cusack and at Lone Sky 1, and I have no involvement, ... except trying to stop it.
Yes. That was the one I saw, and then apparently it goes on, he spent a great deal of time ranting about this television show that isn't happening.
Yeah, they are all 3 of those guys are literally killing it, and they had a legal obligation to clear the idea with Crowe.
Yeah, see, a couple of sites were reporting that they didn't have to clear it with Crowe.
Huh.
They could have produced it anyway, but it's that thing. I think the thing that I'm familiar with is I know Fox tried to do Spaced.
Right.
I don't remember this.
Yes.
Fox tried to do Spaced with McGee, and Edgar Wright I think the cult of Edgar Wright killed it.
Well, and it was supposed to be bad.
Well, the
I don't even think they shot a pilot for that. Did they shoot a pilot for that?
I know they had the script, and the script leaked and was eviscerated.
Yeah. Because I know some stuff like this, like Red Dwarf, they actually didn't they do like 2 pilots or something? American versions of Red Dwarf, wasn't there 2 of them?
I saw the pilot for the American IT Crowd.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I mean, some of these things do get to pilots, but yeah, I don't know if Space did.
The the Uncle Buck series apparently ran for a full season in 1990 to 91.
Oh,
And
who was this? Who was the head person on that?
Kevin Meaney.
Was it really? Okay, okay. Oh, I remember it now, and now I don't. I don't want to remember it.
I just remember it because I've hated that guy since forever.
Really?
I never thought he was funny, and for some reason, it was just I don't remember why, but it was something I got taunted with in school that I barely remember that had something to do with him. Yeah, and so I've always just sort of had a generic fuck that guy.
Is that like the regular fuck that guy, but it comes in a plain black and white packaging?
Cheaper.
Yeah, it's not specific. Yeah, it doesn't have any sort of.
It's fuck that guy by Equate, sold in Walmart. Or, as we called it in my band rehearsal hall, Equate.
Equate.
Oh, God.
Here's this other news. I hate to keep being the guy who keeps bringing up news items, but
We need like a news noise.
Here's the news noise. Oh.
That's where everyone reads their news is on the crapper.
Okay.
Which is where I'm at right now. So live from my crapper.
That's the largest bathroom I've ever seen, and well equipped.
It is. I gotta be prepared for anything.
And the toilet's not against a wall. How can you like relax?
That toilet is so nice. It's probably underneath the fake CDC.
Farther.
So there's rumors, and I know we keep talking about it. It's like almost every time we have one of these recordings, there's one of these rumors.
What, a Fleetwood Mac album?
Yes. We constantly talk about that. We can't stop talking about rumors.
Hey, I'm never going back again.
Oh, dear God.
Hey! Sorry.
So,
Wait, I can tell Rob's not on because he would have groaned. Anyway, go ahead.
Groan. That's okay. You could feel the groan.
Feel the groan. Feel the groan!
Actually, if I look at SportsCenter and see what the Cards did today, I'll tell you where Rob is.
He's groaning already.
that Sony and Marvel/Disney are trying to, well, at least supposedly, in negotiations to bring Spider-Man into the MCU.
Really?
Because somebody went, hey, you want to print money? Yeah, I'd like to print money.
So what was this now? I'm sorry.
I like money. Do you like money? Yes, I like money.
Well, what was the thing? Because it sounded like when they announced Deadpool, they said, well, Fox is going to do it, but then, Marvel's going to co-produce. And it sounds like what I would love Fox to do is just hand the keys to Marvel. We'll give you the money to make it, and we will put it out. We will just let you do it.
Yeah, but then it comes down to about what percentages are you going to break down, right? But, see, I seem to recall that this didn't used to be a problem, that this used to happen all the time. It just seems lately with Disney consolidating everything and all these other companies consolidating that they've stopped sort of hey, you'll fund it, we'll put it out, and then we'll share the revenue. Seems to be less and less these days.
What seems to kill it, and I don't know if this makes any sense, but I think the Lord of the Rings films is the last time that this is happening. And it's mainly because of how many parties own the rights.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Because MGM had rights, and then what is it? What was it? New Line had Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
and then Miramax had Jackson under a contract at some point, and then New Line, to get him to do the film, New Line had to buy out Miramax's contract on him, and then that made Miramax a co-producer, and then it's not so much cooperation; it's just so much who's under contract where.
Yeah, I think that in reading this article, at least the rumors are, the negotiation is that you kind of bring them in. That Sony gets to keep doing the solo projects. That's what it seems like what they're trying to do, and they bring Spider-Man into the MCU so that he could interact, and then you bring that story back over to the solo project.
They can all watch Dog Cops.
What's that?
They can all watch Dog Cops.
So would they? So basically, we would have, as I understand it, since I didn't see the second film, but we'd have really bad solo movies with Spider-Man and what's his face, Garfield, and then Garfield could be good in the MCU movies. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think that might be what you're going to get.
I would be okay with that because I really enjoyed the first film, and I have yet to see the second film. But I don't think I've heard anyone say anything good about the second film.
What I will say about the second film, I watched it at a dollar theater, well, literally $2, and I had a beer and a piece of pizza. I got my money's worth.
Was that the total? It was $2.
Well, the total for everything with the beer and the pizza was $7.
Yeah, you've still come out ahead.
You still have paid less than I paid to go to the movies, but go on.
But I like Andrew Garfield enough in the character that I was able to watch the film and enjoy him, but still know that the film had massive flaws.
Yeah, it's like the stuff that, especially the stuff with Sally Field and Garfield, because they're great.
Oh yeah,
I like that, but the rest of it, and even some of the stuff with Emma Stone from the first film was a lot better than the stuff with her in the second film. But the stuff with Garfield and Sally Field was just great.
Oh, she was an inspired choice for Aunt May. I mean, because it was nice to get away from the look of, the comics and then the animation, and then I'm blanking on the actress's name who's in the Sam Raimi films, who was good. Don't get me wrong, but I fucking love Sally Field. Mm-hmm. I love Sally Field. She's amazing, and she really helped ground the first film.
Yeah.
And we got Bantering Peter, which is like, oh, thank fuck. How long did that take?
Which is what I was able to appreciate out of the second one. It's just, you have to work a little harder to turn off your brain to go, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Stop it. Shut up and watch the movie.
I just kept making Ray jokes.
Oh, yeah, there was that.
Well, what really bothered me was that, again, I have not seen the film, but I was a little disturbed that I kept seeing Electro. It was supposed to be Electro, and I kept thinking, like Captain Freeze or something. You know, I was like, you look like a cold villain, not a electricity villain.
Yeah.
But it's how Electro looked in the Ultimate Universe, so I was already used to the look.
And I know that there's supposed to be the big reveal of the new Goblin or the Hobgoblin or whatever the fuck he was supposed to be, but everything I've seen of that looks ridiculous. So
that just really wasn't that fleshed out. If they had spent more time building it up a little bit, that would have been fine. I would have been okay with that, but they kind of shoehorned it in.
Yeah, I mean, he probably still looks better than Defoe's Power Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly sounds better than Defoe.
I don't know. Maybe something not like half a movie that Spider-Man 2 did, that Amazing 2 did, and maybe not like the 3 movies that it took for Franco to consider the Goblin.
I'm talking in my villain voice.
Although James Franco was good in his walking around halls and mumbling to himself and occasionally having a plot point, but he didn't really have much to do.
Upon watching those films again and watching them with Aaron, Franco's kind of the shining star in those.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what Franco does apparently. I mean, did any of you guys ever see Date Night?
Yes.
Horrible. Yeah. Was it just me, or when James Franco and Mila Kunis entered that film and then left it, were you not elated and then felt really sad?
Yeah, they brought a life to it that the film just didn't otherwise have.
It was amazing. It's like, wow, this is a film with one of the funniest guys and one of the funniest gals in television, and they're so not funny.
Yeah.
But then what's sad is if you watch the outtakes during the closing credits, you go, oh, that's why nobody let them improvise.
Well, if you ever suffering through watching Spider-Man 3, just watch the sequence of James Franco and Kirsten Dunst making breakfast. They could be making dinner. I don't remember. But they're making food in the kitchen, and just realize that's the tone that we could have had for 3 whole fucking films.
I would have liked it if they were making like breakfast in a lab, and one of them got bitten by like a radioactive sausage.
I think Alton Brown has a show about that.
I think that was an Invader Zim episode.
You know what? I hope that there's an Alton Brown show about that. That's an Invader Zim episode. I want that universe. I'm tired of this universe where that doesn't exist. Why must I be vexed like this?
Stupid, boring universe.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's all connected, Wedge.
It is.
It'll all cross over with each other at one point.
It's all connected. It's a really horrible, long Richard Bach novel waiting to happen.
What the real you is upstairs, trapped in the attic? Is that what that is?
No, I'm calling it. I'm not Bachman. but thank you for going there. I'm talking about like Jonathan Livingston. Fuck all. I think that's what I would call it. That's gonna be my pen name from now on.
No, that's your band.
Jonathan Livingston, fuck all. And it's, oh, speaking of which, so I'm in a convenience store, driving back from visiting the family the other day, parents and whatnot, and they have the stingers and the whatever, like all the little like trucker caffeine, hopped up vitamin B stimulant things off to the side. And there is one, I want to say it was purple with like some sort of ideograms on it, like it was supposed to be Chinese, Mandarin, something, but it was called Phuk. Phuk. And it was like, the tagline was something like, you wouldn't believe the power of these Phukers.
And what did they taste like, Wedge?
I wasn't about to take a Phuk.
It tastes like Phuk.
There's truth in advertising.
Hang on, wait.
Tastes like Phuk.
Tastes like Phuk. Yeah, here's another one. Here's another one of their taglines. I'll post it in the chat. Legend has it that Phuk is the king. Oh my God. Yes. So for our listeners at home, the king of male enhancement, Phuk, can be taken with alcohol. Phuk her, Phuk him. This Phuker really works.
Will it blend?
Will it? This is a smoothie you'll never forget. Hang on, here it comes. There we go. Check out that.
Make you hold hands in a bathtub somewhere in the middle of a field? Because if it does that, I really don't want it.
Check out that Phuker.
Looking at it now.
I speak truth.
Hmm. Why do I get that this is a... Oh, okay. I see.
Okay.
Well, he was checking to see if it was available. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, damn it, that was happening.
Fook this nonsense. Just fun to say. Even if you never try it or take it. So sometimes you gotta give a fook, sometimes you gotta take a fook. Fook!
Coming soon, Fuchs on a plane.
Oh God. So JJ, have you been watching Shield?
No.
Oh well.
I have decided that I would take your advice
Oh,
and skip several episodes and actually watch the first season.
okay.
But I bailed so early on it that I have not gone back yet.
I'm telling you, train episode.
Yeah.
Train episode.
The problem is right now that I only really, because of the way that I consume television, that my girlfriend and I basically watch something over dinner.
Right. Same thing with me and Cosette here.
Yeah, so it means that I only really watch one show at a time right now, and right now we're working our way through Fringe.
Gotcha.
That's how up to date I am.
Oh, good. You can do the Fringe panel with me next year then.
Well,
Yeah.
where are you in Fringe?
The middle of season 3.
He's
Okay, you're still fine.
I hated the first season. Well, hate is too strong a word. I didn't care for most of the first season. It got good enough by the end of the first season to draw me into the second, and then the second became interesting.
It's slow to pick up. It's
Definitely a show. Oh, sorry. What?
They started introducing the alternate world and whatnot. I thought that's where I really got way interested. So.
That's exactly it. It's definitely a show that once it abandoned Monster of the Week. I mean, most of the time I think these shows kind of benefit from a little Monster of the Week once in a while because it helps move background plot forward. But this is definitely a show that was designed to have massive conspiracy.
Right. Yeah,
Well,
and
this
then
is the show where you want the myth arc front and center. It's not like you can take a couple. That's the one where you want the myth arc right as the subject of the show the whole time.
Yeah. It would be like, it's kind of the opposite of X-Files in some
Yeah,
way.
it is the opposite of X-Files.
Yeah.
Whereas, it became X-Files with we have to do a case every. Well, no, actually, no, you don't. But it's then suddenly once they realize you don't have to do a case every week, that they didn't build it up enough to let that be sustained,
Right.
and then the cast left.
Although I just listened to an interview with Daggett. Why can I not think of his name all of a sudden?
What, Chris Carter?
No, Agent Daggett.
Oh,
Terminator. the T-1000.
Jason Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
But when they hired him, sorry, when you said Jason Patrick, I just all of a sudden was picturing Jason
Lost
Patrick
place.
and Robert and Jason Dedrick for some reason. But and so I mean he made it sound in a way that I give him a lot more credit, and the fact that he was hired to, in his words, keep the show on the air for another year or two. That was the only thing he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you are hired as place filler. Go for it.
Which is great, and it's weird because he'll talk more about X-Files than you ask him about Terminator. He will give you a 2-word answer, but he'll go a little bit further with X-Files. It's weird.
Well, maybe Cameron wasn't easy to work with.
That's probably what it is, or he's just it's far enough for him that he probably got more mileage on X-Files anyway.
Well, I had a friend that when I moved to Los Angeles had been a PA on Titanic.
Yeah.
In fact, he at the very beginning when they bring the car that they end up having sex in later, he was hiding in the car because they couldn't figure out any way to keep the door shut. So he's in the door, keeping the door shut. There you go. My friend Jason's in there. Not podcast Jason, but a different Jason. But anyway, so he sat in on a visual effects, like preliminary visual effects meeting with Cameron, where Cameron completely went off on this one shot because they had smoke pouring out of all 4 smokestacks. And Cameron was like, every asshole knows only 3 of the smokestacks worked. The last one was for show only. How can you people mess this up? Every asshole and his mother knows that. I don't know anybody that knows that.
It's strange that he was fighting for accuracy in Titanic.
Yeah, no shit. But that's
I don't think he read his own script.
Whenever I think of James Cameron, that's what I always think. That phrase that I always think of is every asshole knows that.
Atlanta's number 10 on the safest pedestrian cities.
That's because they're all in the traffic.
And I see Seattle on here, but I don't see Portland.
That's because we ride bikes.
Oh, wait, I take it back. Portland, I did see Portland. It's number 6. Seattle's number 1.
But then you're
Seahawks fans.
Ironically, they put up a picture for Portland where everyone is just standing. There's 3 people in the picture. They're just standing there watching cars go by.
Oh, there's one of those there's one of those horseless carriages passing by.
Yeah, and the train that was going apparently the South Waterfront.
Oh, okay. Now I know where it was. Thank you for being specific for me.
There's a big there's a red brick building in the picture. I've narrowed it down to all of Portland.
Yes. And if you want to hear what it sounds like, it's probably a bunch of people going, "Fuck, man, this place is so expensive now. Fucking Portlandia. They ruined everything."
Fook, man.
Fook.
Although my girlfriend has run into Fred Armisen quite often. He apparently hangs out in our neighborhood.
There's something else that was just recently Portland centric. Oh, duh, Grimm.
Oh yeah.
Forgot. I was going.
Another show I should probably watch, but I never have.
I tried.
It's good. It's fine for Friday. It where it's at on the schedule is exactly where it needs to be, which is Friday night at 9 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, my problem is yours, JJ, is that I have to be very selective about what I watch just because otherwise I'll never catch up. So a guilty pleasure watch has to be really fucking guilty. Like Blacklist is, if James Spader isn't in an episode for like 5 minutes, I just feel like, I got to turn this off.
My guilty pleasure show, in fact, the new season just hit Netflix today, is probably Supernatural.
Really?
My daughter watches that.
Yeah.
She's 15.
I don't care. It's just the right amount of soap opera for me.
I actually hear it's pretty good. Although the lead bad guy in the later seasons is Dick. But anyway, the show that I'm watching now that everyone had talked to me about, but I'd never watched before, which is Friday Night Lights. I'm actually binge watching that.
Really?
I hear it's amazing.
It is really good. If you get past the first episode, I was like, I don't know if I can watch this because they did a lot of there's a lot of shaky cam stuff. It was like handheld stuff.
Had you seen the movie?
I had not seen the movie, nor read the book.
Okay.
I'm familiar with because I do like sports.
Yeah.
Familiar with the amount of pride, I guess, and how seriously Texas, especially rural parts of Texas, take their
football. Yeah.
I went to school in Mississippi. I think I'll be able to catch that part as well, even though I don't watch football.
Yeah, but once you get past kind of even though there's a lot of football in it and a lot of football talk, it really isn't about football. It's more. I mean, it's just basically kind of the construct that they they attack issues like racism and teenage drinking and things like that. It's really good.
It's kind of like what I've been saying about zombie movies for years. Oh, it's not about the zombies. What you're saying is that Friday Night Lights is like a zombie movie, but instead of zombies wanting brains, it's people going after pigskin. Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much, yes. Well, actually,
I'm still not enticed to watch it.
It's interesting you make that analogy because
that's exactly what I thought about Slapshot, by the way. Just
the series, the one with Kevin Meaney.
Yes.
Oh.
Who played the twins?
Here's a goalie.
What?
The reason you had to have the football game, though, as opposed to it being a metaphor with zombies, is because you can't go up to zombies and go, okay, zombies, take a knee. I think it's time for us to have a conversation here.
Although you can harken back to...
Well, they can have clear eyes. That's all I'm saying.
You can harken back to one of the few sports films I do like, which is, I think he broke his fucking neck.
Well, it's funny you should mention The Witch, because I actually do not like horror films. I'm not a big horror guy, and yet I watched Walking Dead. Now, we've talked about this ad nauseum here, but it's mostly because the story it's the zombies are, again, just the construct of which you're telling these people's stories. These people's struggle to live. So again, even though I do like football, so it's helpful, but
and in recent years of Walking Dead, they've been kind of dialing the zombies back a bit.
Seems to be.
Well, I think you have zombies, and then you have zombie payoff. So you had like farm apocalypse, and then you had the the prison ending. So I mean, they sort of store it up. The zombies are always there.
They're just kind of there in the backdrop now because the real bad things are the people.
Yes, which is exactly right. I mean,
the psychotic kid. There's no zombie creepier than that psychotic kid.
Yeah.
Which would be another show that I try to keep up on.
This is quite true. So how many other horror survival shows have done a Steinbeck reference? Yeah, I thought not.
So what was it? CBS greenlit another Stephen King show.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Now I will say this.
Wasn't it based on the time travel book? Is it based on the time travel book?
Was it CBS or was it Netflix?
I don't know if that was CBS or Netflix. I think it was CBS.
Or was it Hulu?
I thought I heard it was Hulu.
Okay, it could have been.
Yeah, I think that's the one about the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. It's supposed to be a mini-series, but that was also sort of what Under the Dome was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's probably going to go.
Well, but like, for example, we've been watching The Strain, which is sort of I'm not caught up to date on it, but it's a sort of guilty pleasure watch because so little of it makes sense, but it's got David Bradley being a badass, so it's okay.
That and The Leftovers kind of just left me cold.
No, I understand. I am basically, if Cassette didn't want to watch The Strain, I probably would not watch The Strain.
Yeah.
But it is entertaining enough where I have not done the thing of, you go on with that, honey, I'm going to be over here, which I have done. But it's...
Hawaii Five-0.
What?
Hawaii Five-0 syndrome.
Oh, no, well, that was the classic series. I mean,
Yeah.
she watched that. She watched... I actually could have, if I had more time to watch television, I probably could have watched a few more episodes of the new version, simply because it was nice and procedural actiony, and it seemed fun.
And it's harmless.
Harmless. That is
It's
the
harmless. It's not going to tax your brain that much. You don't have to worry about the conspiracies. There aren't any.
I like to think of it as the side universe for Lost.
Nice.
So instead of purgatory, they end up on Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah, if
So
Sun
JJ
and June went to Hawaii. They didn't actually drown, and they like both went in Hawaii 5-0.
Well, what I was going to say is that Strain, the producers have said, and again, they could be full of shit, but they have said that they really could see the show going maybe like 60 episodes tops before they're done. And I like that idea.
And this
So
is the Del Toro thing, right? Del Toro's
Yes.
doing this? Okay.
Yes, now it was
Because originally-
originally books.
Yeah, because originally this was going to be like a TV show and video games and...
Right, and then he made it into a novel because he couldn't sell it
Yeah.
anywhere else, and now it's a TV show. Go figure.
like THQ, when they had a deal to make games with THQ, and then THQ went under...
Right.
Yeah.
So I could see 11/22/63 being a good miniseries because I really liked that novel.
My girlfriend loved it. She read it. I haven't, but she said it was amazing. One of his best in years.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and part of that is because Son Joe helped him with the ending. Because you know how his endings always have a tendency to just veer off into what? So apparently,
Were they all connected to the stand?
no, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's just that I mean, and I know because basically,
Yeah.
you spend years thinking about your book idea, and so you have the first 50, 75, 100 pages written and rewritten in your head, and you know where you want to end up. And then all of a sudden when you start on the journey, you go, oh, fuck, how am I going to get there from here? And you sort of have to do some jiggery-pokery, otherwise known as stirring coffee, to get to where you want to end up. One of the worst examples of this I can think of is Gregory Maguire's Wicked, the basis of the musical,
Yeah.
which is a horrible book because it starts off with a great premise, but it's hampered by the fact that, oh, that's right, I need to end up where the movie starts. How the fuck am I going to get there from here? I know. I'll spend the last 100 pages just moving shit around in order to force it.
Oz Begins? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oz Begins. Now that takes.
No, wait, that's not the TV show. It's
Yeah.
Folks at Home, not the TV show.
Hmm.
I don't think you need to get any more pre-beginning on Oz. I don't think you need that.
Yeah. And there's the news that I'll share some news that Nick Frost is in the Doctor Who Christmas special, which they've done obviously
Yes.
to get me to give a shit.
Are you not liking this series? I get that impression.
I haven't been able to bring myself to watch the 4th episode yet because
Okay.
Robot of Sherwood just sort of kneecapped me. I mean, it was just so awful. I was like, wow, that is.
I haven't gotten to anything that I didn't. I think the one that airs this the Kill the Moon episode was just. It was a meh episode. It was one of those. It was one of those episodes where, okay, all of the fireworks were in the last maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting about it, yeah.
Yeah, and it was sort of like, other than that, it's just sort of like, okay. It's pretty meh. But I haven't seen anything just completely offensive. And it does kind of seem like Moffat is trying to do something more character-based than plot-based, but it doesn't seem... It's okay, but it's not his good plot mode, and it's not like the character stuff from before his run. So it's kind of in the middle.
Right.
And I'm not sure what that is.
I want to watch Capaldi. I haven't watched any of the seasons.
Yeah.
But I really want to watch Capaldi as Who. I think he's a great cast.
Here's the thing. He's really good.
Yeah.
And even Jenna Coleman is really good. They're really good. Some of the material they're getting, some of it is really, really good. The first 2 episodes are just solid, I thought.
I thought so too. I mean,
I thought the first 2 episodes were solid, and then we got to Sherwood, and then I thought Sherwood was fun. And I thought you needed a fun episode right after those 2 because the Listen episode is really creepy, and I thought Listen was really good too.
okay.
The one with the kid in the blanket, have you seen that yet?
No, is that like a pig in a blanket?
No.
It's okay. You're not going to spoil anything for me.
Yeah.
It's like I've told Rob, don't hold back on spoilers because
Although I'm, I
don't
let Rob
care
do
enough.
that.
I don't care enough.
But there's a really creepy episode after the Robin Hood one. That kind of plays the show against itself, which is kind of a nice turn.
Right.
And there are some really nice episodes in this batch, and I think overall it's a lot better than last series. Particularly because the companion is not really being used as a plot device anymore, but more as a character.
Right, which is a bit weird considering they've basically just rebooted her completely, and it's like.
Well, see, the way I look at it is that it's really hard. Particularly the format of the show as it is right now, it's because she really only had 5 episodes to really do anything with her before they started going into the anniversary stuff.
Right.
Because really the end of that series is really just the setup for the last 2 episodes of that series is set up for the 50th anniversary special, where she has one conversation with John Hurt, and that's really all she adds to it.
Right.
And so they really only had 5 episodes to do something with a character that wasn't Karen Gillan. that wasn't Amy or Rory, because they'd had to write them out. So
multiple times.
Yeah. So it kind of felt like she was just kind of there, and she was the plot device until they could figure out something else to do with her. And I think now they figured out something else to do with her. Which is nice, and I like the companion-doctor relationship. It's just some of the stories aren't fully there. A lot of the character stuff is there, but some of the story stuff isn't there.
Right.
The early episodes so far were really strong, so I have hope that we're kind of in the soft middle, that we can that it's going to come back and have a good strong finish. But I don't know. Although Chris Addleston has shown up. So, for those of you who had bets on that,
who is Chris Addleston again?
He was one of the guys from Thick of It.
Oh, okay.
He was the young guy. He was the young.
Chris Addison?
Chris Addison, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
He was the young consultant on Thick of It. So yes, he is around.
Okay.
There is a part he is playing.
Nice. But no, I enjoy him as the Doctor. I think it was good, and I thought the first episode and the handoff was handled extremely well.
Yeah.
And even the Into the Dalek thing I thought was handled well. Again, 2 stories that just, if you were pitching them, you'd be like, that sounds a bit crazy. But they pulled them off really well, and it's just that the third one was so goofy. It's like, see, to me, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship is the perfect level of goofy. You know what I mean? Fun,
even
goofy.
Like Crimson Horror.
What's that?
Even like Crimson Horror was just really.
Yeah, it was almost so stylized. I don't even think about it as goofy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just felt completely stylized. Whereas if the stylization of Dinosaurs on a Spaceship was anything, it was like Boy's Own Adventure or something, Yeah. But,
although speaking of Robin Hood, real quick, Sony is like, have you guys heard about this Sony launching a franchise based on Robin Hood?
Oh no.
What?
Yeah. Sony's doing a series of films based on Robin Hood. So basically, I'll tell you, if you're a writer right now and you're trying to pitch something to a studio, if you can sell it as a shared universe, you're in.
Ha! Ha!
Totally. If you can sell it as a shared universe, they're in. Yeah, we're gonna do a Robin Hood film, and then we're gonna do a Friar Tuck movie, and people are gonna want that. And
so you're saying League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came out too soon?
Yeah. It would have worked now.
That's so funny. No, I just saw the headline on IO9, which is actually quite good. Sony wants a Robin Hood cinematic universe because why the fuck not? Nice.
And the thing is, I'm a lifelong Robin Hood fanatic. I read everything on
yeah.
Robin Hood I can find. I don't want it.
I'm trying to think, how could they make separate films work?
Well,
I mean, here's the thing: you could do like a Merry Men thing every couple of years, where it's like, oh, we'll just do it like Oceans and just let it run, and it's fine. It'd be innocuous and stupid, but it'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see how. Oh, we're gonna do a Little John film. Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. The little crunk juice.
You want to know? You want to know what I would enjoy? Is either to take Robin Hood and do something like this with it, or just flat out do a Camelot 3000 series. Because I enjoy.
Why don't
Camelot
they do
3000.
a Camelot 3000 series?
Right? Right?
Why don't they do that?
They've done everything fucking else. I mean, it's perfect.
It's not like there's a rights thing. Nobody has the rights.
I would assume DC still had the rights.
Well, do they? What was that? That was totally theirs?
I thought so.
Okay.
But like a Robin Hood, not don't create
Like a dystopian future Robin Hood?
Yes, like but actually done well. That is possible. I can hear JJ cutting himself. Don't do it. I think it's possible.
I'm trying to figure out, as long as they don't give it to Kevin Costner.
Right.
Not saying because of his Robin Hood, but because of the Postman. Let's be fair.
Hey, dude. Everything he does for you, okay?
I'm an apologist for that film. I'm okay with it.
And to be fair, he was one of the only high points of Man of Steel.
No, he wasn't. Don't get me started on Man of Steel. We don't have enough time even
Let's
on
do that.
Oh, don't, JJ, trust me. I do not like the film. We would be filled with glee taking that film apart.
You cannot say that Kevin Costner was a high point when he let himself get sucked up by a tornado because of pride.
No, JJ. I'm not saying. I'm saying he.
That U2 song almost writes itself, doesn't it?
No, hang on, JJ. My point being is that was dumb from a character perspective all the way around. That was dumb. It's just I was impressed that Costner was able to sell it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna find an exit door out of a film,
that's true.
Fucking tornado.
Don't save me. I want to be gone.
You want a mic drop? Okay, do it. That's how you do that. That's a mic drop.
I also mic drop. That is the new technical term for getting the fuck out. That was, you know what? That's what Alfred tried to do in the Burton Batman when he got sick. I know, I'll get sick. And now he's like going, I should have just let myself be taken by a fucking tornado. The fuck was I thinking? Pocket mic drop. That's my new punk band. Hell yeah!
I also haven't figured out why every time you see Pa Kent in that movie, apparently Zack Snyder handed the camera over to Rob Zombie. If you take any shot in that starts out as a flashback and put zombie music over it, it fits perfectly. Because it's all these shots coming up from the grass where the camera's coming through broken glass and maybe a butterfly.
Fortress of Solitude or 1,000 Corpses.
Exactly.
No, I think I would assume that it is that it's still DC because it was Mike W. Barr wrote it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What that wasn't creator owned, or there wasn't a half owned thing.
I don't. Fuck, I don't know.
Well, if DC owns it, fuck it, because then Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan will fuck it all up.
So what's the thing with DC saying no jokes? Like, it's not going to be funny. That's their editorial policy about their films.
Maybe they're
like,
being
what?
very. Maybe they were being very hipster, and when they said no jokes, they actually meant that was a joke. So therefore, they'll be.
No, they're basically they're taking the lessons that they incorrectly learned from Watchmen and Dark Knight Rises, or Returns, or whatever the fuck the first one was. I'm sorry, the second one ruined me. And
it's Rises. You got Rises.
You got Rises, okay. And bringing that to the films.
So basically, well, you know, the 2/3 of Watchmen was okay.
What, the film?
Yeah.
Oh, well, see.
Yeah, 2/3 of it's fine.
See, I was actually fine with it simply because that is the best.
It's not the first third. It's the first third that's bad.
Well, that is the best Watchmen feature film you're gonna have.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I totally appreciated the ending because there's no way you could do
the comic book ending.
The comic book ending, because that's so fucking crazy to then just suddenly throw that on people.
Biscuit.
Exactly.
And
you can kind of do that in a comic book because there's not enough room for what the fuck. But doing that in a film after 3 hours, you get giant squid. That would have pissed me off.
Well, giant squid and then 20 minutes of silence shots of dead bodies.
Yeah.
And you didn't get the Sam Hamm written Watchmen ending, which just made me want to punch kittens because I think I mentioned it before that everything in the script up to that point was perfect. But then suddenly, oh well, Ozymandias's plan is to get Dr. Manhattan to use a pinhole back into time and use a sniper's rifle to kill himself before he can become Dr. Manhattan and thus save the world. What? No thanks, I'll take the squid.
The one argument I would have with you, Tuffley, though, about the first third of the film is that's where the title sequence was, and that title sequence was fucking amazing.
Okay, so so I should be specific. The chunk after between the end of the title sequence.
And can I just say that Zack Snyder has many faults. Many faults.
If the film had been the title sequence, I would have been completely happy.
But
I
would have been stirring coffee the whole time.
Zack Snyder.
Call back.
2 sugars, please. No, basically, Zack Snyder knows how to pick fucking music. Because between the Dawn of the Dead remake and The Man Comes Around for your title sequence, and then having all along the Watchtower when they're walking up to Ozymandias' Citadel, I mean, just bits like that where you just go, oh, you thought about this for months, I can tell. But, yeah. And hey, Sucker Punch gave us a good soundtrack. That's about it.
Well, if you're going to concede that about Sucker Punch, okay.
Hey, I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to find the silver lining in a film that was
I just tried to say something nice about Sucker Punch now.
I've never seen Sucker Punch, and I didn't see his Owl movie.
Oh, the Guardians of Ga'Hoole?
Yeah, nobody else did either. Well, okay, I'm going to take that back. I'm taking it John did. Okay.
But...
Wait, I forgot. You have kids. You had to. Sorry.
Actually, even my kids wouldn't watch that. So
you had enough sense. You had enough sense to have somebody basically take Army of Me and then the Skunk and Nancy remix of Army of Me and combine them. And it's like, okay, that's good. That's the best of both worlds. Thank you. I like the song. I like Skunk and Nancy. Two great tastes that taste great together. But anyway, so yes, no, Watchmen should be a 12 to 24 episode series on HBO, executive produced by Terry Gilliam. Full stop. There you go. Done.
Have we already talked about Stars and American Gods?
I know we mentioned it.
Okay.
When is that starting?
I have no idea.
I know that I just recently read that Anansi Boys is probably going to be handled separately, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And it might actually come out first.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, technically, it's
So,
spaced out far enough where it actually could, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm the only person, I guess, that didn't like American Gods, then, huh?
I have not read American Gods.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I haven't read it because it's an idea that, as I understand it, is slightly parallel to an idea that I had. So I wanted to stay away from it until I get my other idea taken care of.
Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is.
It's aliens. It's aliens. And the aliens are just a framework beyond which you deal with the characters and their problems. A lot like football.
Basically, which Superman is Jesus. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys are watching Last Week Tonight, but he talked about the Brazilian elections.
Oh, I haven't watched this week's.
And the fact that Satan is running for office in Brazil. So
Satan is running against Barack Obama and Superman.
Several Barack Obama lookalikes, and a hypnotic Superman, and I think Jesus. Yes, definitely
Yes,
Jesus.
Jesus.
So
Yes.
I have gone to the guy Tony the Devil. That's the guy who's Satan. I've gone to his Facebook page, befriended him, and basically begged for a fucking T-shirt, because I want a T-shirt with a Brazilian Satan on it.
Yeah, I think he needs to be a spokesman for Flaming Flakes.
I think he needs to be a spokesman for everything.
Personally, I like my Satans with a little bit of hair on them.
He's got facial hair.
But he's not Brazilian.
Whoa!
But
But you haven't checked everywhere.
I just got that.
It was a bad joke. I just had to go there.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow, that was
So
good.
basically, you want your coffee with no room, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So,
Satan.
I also am running for office. No, I'm actually falling behind on stuff because I'm trying to actually enjoy Halloween this year and watch, Halloween-esque movies.
Yeah.
So
what are you?
Why
What
are
have
you
you?
torturing yourself with 32 days of Halloween?
Have you discovered anything new? Have you found?
no, no, not yet. I started watching an Inner Sanctum movie with Lon Chaney Jr. only to realize I'd already seen it. But it's so delightfully awful that you just go, okay, this is good. Currently rewatching Shaun of the Dead because, I don't know what I might do next. Maybe Night of the Creeps, or Night of the Comet. Maybe I'll just do a double feature night, because both of those are fantastic.
Do Night of the Lepus while you're at it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh that's true. Night of the Lepus is fantastic.
I start going through like the riff track stuff that I have, because I know they did Night of the Living Dead, which is really good, by the way. If you can get the riff tracks, Night of the Living Dead.
Cool.
Great.
I will look for it.
But I start going through like the riff tracks and some of the MST stuff.
So what do you watch, John? Since you don't like horror movies, Brave Little Toaster. What do you watch?
In October?
Yeah.
Duran videos.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights versus the Dead. Although speaking of the Dead, that's something I do need to watch. I need to find the sequel to the Dead. The Dead being not the James Joyce film, but the Zombies in Africa film that I had praised before. They did a sequel set in India, so I need to find that. I'd actually like to talk to them again. I spoke to one of the Ford brothers, and I urge you, if you've not read my interview with him about the making of that film, they're fucking psychotic. When you show up and basically when you touch down where you're supposed to be shooting, and you basically get robbed at knife point almost immediately upon your arrival, and then have to wait 6 weeks for your equipment to get through customs. Oh, and then your star is like, was it malaria? Yeah, just almost died. I mean, it's like, oh, we'd like to do a sequel. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? So apparently they've gone to India just to not do Africa again.
Well, I was about to say, if they went back to Africa, wouldn't that be an NBC News documentary at this point?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm Brian Williams. I need some help, guys.
Do you? Well, okay.
Yeah, well, we're here for you, John.
I'm looking for a new board game.
Stir counterclockwise. That's my advice.
Okay.
What? Oh.
Turning.
Okay, now stand in the place where you were. Now face north.
You'll know it's north because there'll be moss growing on a hobo.
Think about direction. Wonder why you haven't.
So,
Okay. So board game.
Board games. Anybody got any good suggestions for board games? Not, you know, we're past the whole Monopoly thing.
Trump, the board game. It's actually not bad.
Speaking of experiments in fear,
It's not bad, actually.
Really?
No, I mean, honestly, basically, when we have a game night here, we go to a local thrift store and find a scary board game and play it. And that is the least scary of the games we have played.
Oh, because I would be scared.
Well, of course you would be scared, because it's a framework upon which that the people who are playing the game, you learn about them as characters. Kind of like football.
So, anyway,
they grow and they learn and they buy shit.
I've sort of narrowed it down to a couple of games, and if any of you guys have played this, I've played one of these games, but the other ones I have not.
Okay.
Shadows over Camelot, Cosmic Encounters, which is a game that I have played, Castle Panic, First and Goal, which actually is a football game, and Rampage, the board game.
Okay, apart from Rampage, the board game, toughly correct me if I'm wrong, but don't these all sound like EPs released in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Has anybody played Castle Panic?
Is that where you realize that the show Castle is on, and it's somehow inexplicably like in its 10th season, and you can't find the remote, and you can't turn off the television?
And you know Dancing with the Stars is next?
So you have to start gnawing on your own wrists to escape? Is that
It's
what
the new Scarecrow and Mrs. King. That shit's just on. Nobody watches it. It's just on.
Oh, come on. Couldn't we at least have had Heart to Heart?
I knew people that watched Heart to Heart. I didn't know anybody who watched Scarecrow and Mrs. King. That show was on like all of my childhood.
Although, I will say this. If I had to pick one board game for you to get, John,
Yes.
it would be Dark Tower.
Dark Tower?
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that the old battery operated?
Yeah, JJ knows what I'm on about.
That is actually, if you can find that, that game's been out of print for a long time, but it is fucking cool.
Hey. Yep.
For now.
Yep. Wait, let's see. Is this, let's see.
I got it.
Oh, that's fun.
Dark Tower board game, paperweight or display piece, but that's about the use for it.
No, but this is cool. Somebody is got on eBay with free shipping the Dark Tower game patent, the Milton Bradley board 1981 patent for the game. Yes. How bizarre is that?
Well, if you look hard enough, you can find the patent for the Odyssey, but I don't think it means what the person selling it on eBay thinks it means.
Yeah, but I mean, and what's sad, it's one of those games where you go, shit, I wish I had that. I wish I still had that game, because I mean.
Well, didn't they all self-destruct? Is that the problem with the with the game?
You know,
That the tower frequently broke. Is that what that was?
I'm sure it was, because isn't it basically a Merlin with attitude?
Yeah, it was basically it was one of those early electronic.
Yeah, let's see.
Game things.
You know, it kind of looks like how Castle Panic plays out.
Okay, well then I recommend Castle Panic.
Except Castle Panic's a board game. It looks
maybe there's like a Dark Tower app.
Are you trying to charge?
Ooh, now you're talking.
They let's see.
Like
They
it's a
have,
combination of Siri, like a little Siri in the tower, and yeah.
Oh, nice.
they have a buy it now for the Dark Tower.
There is for the Android. There is Droid Tower, which is
Oh, going
basically
by thing.
which is basically the game. It's got all the old graphics and everything. Wow.
Well, I know there was a web browser game with it. I know they did a web browser
How-
game with it, but
How in the hell did somebody get away with that? Wow. So yeah, I'm trying to see what is the cheapest that a game is going for right now, because there's certain Dark Tower board game luggage or book bag tag for $8. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, because if you had the app and you could just find like someplace to download the board, you could play it, and that'd be pretty cool.
oh yeah, you can set like your iPad up in the middle of a table.
Oh, now you're fucking talking.
But to honestly answer your question, John, I don't. My girlfriend and I live alone, and we don't have kids, and we never have enough people over to play board games. So
They're
I
very
can
lonely. They
But
just
can't you just look out your window and have people come in? Hey,
You've seen the shows. You don't. I don't want those people in my house.
$99. Oh no, sorry. So here you go. The game,
right.
the
You're looking at the same thing I'm
the
looking
game
at, probably.
itself with a non-working tower is $70, and the tower itself, just on its own, working, is $99.
They have one that's $199, but it's 99% complete.
Now, what does that mean? We're missing one of the pegs, you fuckers!
It's not, yeah, they're probably missing one of the little standy things where you made the little cardboard monsters, little bases. I lost those.
Oh, here's one that's 100% complete. It's $299.
Wow. It's got that peg. That peg is expensive.
And here's the thing: was it Milton Bradley? It was Milton Bradley, wasn't it?
Yes.
They could just—I don't know who owns the Milton Bradley stuff now. Is that Hasbro?
I would think so. They own everything else.
Yeah. So I imagine the app's coming. Just because we've said it.
Well,
Yeah,
and the only reason we
It's another one that they'll charge you like, they'll add new modules to it. It'll be like free to play.
Good Lord, what is this? So yeah, apparently there's a Flash version of the game. Now I got to find this and play it. Because as awesome as Droid Tower might be, I'm not going back to Android.
No.
Now I could find. Now I could. If I wasn't afraid to wake my old Samsung phone up, I could. Wake it up and load it on there and watch.
Yes,
it
but if
crash.
you wake it up, doesn't it gain sentience again?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't we have to assemble Avengers and fight it off and shit? We don't do that.
Yeah. Definitely. The age of Android.
Especially because we wouldn't end up with the A-list Avengers. We'd probably end up with the.
Oh, we'd have D-Man, and we'd Dr. Druid. We'd have Gilgamesh.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
we'd have all white vision.
We get like maybe the biggest get we'd probably get would maybe be Domino from X-Force.
And your like secondary villain would be Master Pandemonium.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Shit, that means we gotta have Damian Hellstrom on board.
Yeah. See.
And Moon Knight.
Yeah. Not even the cool Moon Knight.
No.
Oh yeah, no, not the Alice Moon Knight. No.
Nope.
No. Although I have to say that I'm coming to the party late on that one, but the Ellis Moon Knight was great. I really like that. And then he left.
Well, that's what he does.
It's what he keeps doing.
Well, even he realized you could only tell about 4 cool stories with Moon Knight, and then you're done.
Yeah, he basically he does. It's the Warren Ellis mic drop. Yep, this is fucking cool. I'm out.
Moon Knight in a fucking tornado.
Oh wait, so you also get the 2-gun kid, right?
Oh.
Let's have let's see. Yeah, I mentioned Gilgamesh. We need
Can we get Pointy Thing?
Pointy Thing.
Yeah, when the thing got
Oh,
remutated.
it's like, what? Is that like a laser pointer that's achieved sentience? What is
Yeah.
that, JJ?
That was that one time that Grem went out and got a mohawk.
I'll
For no
also
apparent
say
reason.
we need rage. We need rage and triathlon, definitely.
Gotta have triathlon.
Yeah, and
Nomad.
yeah, I'd be good with Nomad. And I think
definitely gotta fight 3D Man.
And I think we've got, what we do is we have Red something. We just do, like, because they have Red Hulk and Red She-Hulk, I think we should just have, like, Red crazy shit, like Red Starbrand. There you go.
I was reading the solicits recently, and they've got a Deadpool collection coming out that involves a reprint of an issue of Nomad.
Wow, I'd forgotten.
That is the only way they could sell that was, oh yeah, Deadpool's in it. Okay, now we can sell it. Now we can reprint it and sell it. That's what we're going to do.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Put out a trade of Marvel books and just have it called like the Ponytails, and just have the ponytail era of all the characters that had ponytails.
Oh.
Wait. The Ponytail Avengers. That's a spin-off right there, JJ. Pitch that shit.
Friendship is magic.
Pitch that shit.
You got Johnny Blaze and Nomad.
I'm totally on board with that. Hang on. Is there a list? Hang on.
Marvel characters with ponytails.
I bet there is. Top 10 men's ponytails in 90s comics.
Oh!
Is oh god, what's his name? From X-Force.
Hang on.
Oh, Cannonball?
Shatterstar.
Yeah, there. Is he in there?
Oh my god, when did Punisher have a ponytail?
When was Punisher black? When was Punisher a woman? All these things have happened.
He was also an angel for a while. Let's not forget that.
Wasn't it when Romita was drawing it? Was it when
I'm looking.
one of the JR runs?
Possibly.
Strangely enough, I can almost understand the Punisher. You know, if you take him back to his roots of being like a Vietnam vet, I can kind of understand him having a ponytail. But it doesn't work with the core of the character.
Wait, so...
Oh, yeah, because I remember when they tried to get people to start reading the Nam again, and they basically did like that whole storyline with Frank Castle.
God.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. Thunderstrike. Version of Captain Marvel had it. Namor.
Namor had one.
Yep.
Oh, this is a good book. I'm liking this.
Well, what is it? What is it?
You're building it. The book you're building right now.
Oh! I just couldn't believe.
You're in it right now.
You're soaking in it, Widge. Ponytails in Marvel, you're soaking in it.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Those dirty rings. Oh God. I'm not finding. There is not. Okay. Internet, you have failed. You failed. How is this possible that there is not a Wikipedia entry for Marvel characters with ponytails? How is this possible? What you could do? Wait, and the dark ponytail Avengers are the mullet Avengers, like Longshot.
Oh, then you can include Cannonball, because various phases of Cannonball's mullet.
Yes. Oh wait. My favorite and informative site, Yahoo Answers. Oh yes, so here you go. Doc Samson. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Didn't they give Rick Jones one for a while?
I think so. Yes.
I think like in the Burn run that they gave Rick Jones, who like had a mullet and then it turned into a ponytail.
Shit, you could have a.
I seem to recall this.
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain? They gave Captain Britain a fucking ponytail?
That's what I'm seeing in this list.
Oh,
Oh, this must have been after. This must have been after Alan Davis left Excalibur.
must have been.
This is those middle issues that nobody read.
When he grew
Yeah,
up
it was when they were trying to get people to read it, and they brought the cast of Nam over to Britain.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, and they brought the cast of the Nam over, and they were all wearing Silex swimsuit for some reason. I don't know.
Let's try.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Well, no, I can't find any. I cannot find any pictures of Captain Britain with ponytail, but it just feels right. I mean, wrong, but right.
Right. Although, going back a bit, I think we could also form another team just based on characters that Rick Jones has kind of been.
Marvel Boy.
And can I just say how sad I am that the Grant Morrison Marvel Boy never really went anywhere? Because it made me happy.
They had him in Young Avengers.
Did they?
Yeah, they had Novar in the Young Avengers run.
Yeah, he was pretty good in it too.
Yeah. The Gillen run, yeah.
I was enjoying that run. I thought it ended kind of prematurely.
They had to go do Wicked and Divine.
Yeah.
That's not going to be what they say, but that's really what happened.
Yeah.
They had to go do Wicked and Divine, and eventually, maybe, possibly, ever come out with Phonogram 3. That's basically.
Oh, not Marvel, but Fate. Fate was like somewhere between. He could be the go-between between the Mullet Force and the Ponytail Avengers.
Didn't New Superboy have both a mullet and a ponytail at one point?
I believe you are correct.
Okay.
I think when he was Composite Superboy,
Yeah.
one side had the mullet and one side had the ponytail.
And when Superman had a mullet, didn't Clark Kent have a ponytail?
Yes.
Definitely.
And it was weird because I think at some point during Morrison's JLA run, he would have the mullet, and then there was the blue Superman, and then there was the character shift between, oh right, we brought him back, so then they had to suddenly return Clark without explanation.
Yeah, I understand, and I am willing to admit that I am one of the 5 people who thought that Electric Superman was cool in the JLA.
Well, no, part of the reason was that Morrison was the only one who figured out how to write him.
Well, yeah, same way with Kyle Rayner, thank you very much.
Exactly.
Oh,
Morrison was the only one who figured out how to write him, but it was such a stunt, and it was so short-lived that it didn't matter if anybody could get a handle on him because they were just going to change him back anyway.
yeah. Oh, Grant.
Of course, I just realized if we're putting together mulleted characters, we have to put in the character that is the trifecta of having a mullet, a jerry curl, and a poofy-shouldered jumpsuit.
Of Beyonder?
The
Bishop?
Beyonder.
Oh, okay.
Although Bishop does kind of have a mullet, you're right.
Apparently, in the future, everything is the 80s.
That is actually true.
That's terrifying. That's a terrifying thought, actually.
Well, fashions keep recycling in every 30-year cycle, so if you go to the right year, everything will be 80s.
So if you go to the right year, just hope that a rogue planet smashes into you and everyone else and just ends it. That's
Unless you have a Kitty Pryde that can do something magic to help you out.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the big bullet that she phased through the planet in Astonishing X-Men. An idea that was so bad that just makes you go, Joss, I don't know if I want you writing anything ever again.
That was bad. Now they're doing some interesting things with Kitty right now, though. They're making her kind of badass, which is kind of.
Oh, that thing where she phased through somebody's hand and then she.
Death Strikes. It was kind of badass.
Wait,
I
what?
saw that.
What?
Spoiler for anyone who's not reading Death of Wolverine.
Who cares? It's Death of Wolverine. By the way, big spoiler: Death of Wolverine.
But yeah, she threatens.
It's in the title.
Yeah, she threatens to like rip out Deathstrike's hand or heart, and she says she wouldn't, and she phases through Deathstrike's hand and like solidifies and basically rips her fingers off, leaving like her thumb and her pinky.
Wow. How'd she manage that?
She apparently now has developed the powers of the Vision.
Oh no, but wait, she's already white. I'm so confused.
But she's developed the abilities to apparently when she phases, she doesn't have to breathe anymore, which is how she got out of the magic bullet, which is a vibrator. But and
Biggest pot of coffee ever.
and now she can solidify, I guess, in the middle of something and not hurt herself like the Vision.
Oh. So somebody actually figured out how to make something good happen from that shitty idea.
Yeah.
Now if they could just figure out how to make bone claws make sense.
Oh, speaking of.
Oh, don't even try.
No. JJ, have you heard this, that they're actually going to make X-23 Wolverine?
I've heard that, yeah. I'm kind of
once they kill Logan off, they're going to make X-23 Wolverine.
It'll be an interesting 6 months.
Yeah.
So basically, Logan's going to be shot with some sort of time bullet and go back in time.
Basically, LeWidge, he's going to be shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
Well, you know what? I'll take the blame for that. Because I get.
And then you're going to try to buy a football team, and it's all going to go to hell.
Because I give Sideburns a bad name.
Well, I mean, they've already in Death of Wolverine, they've already introduced this like magic elixir which can make him grow a new eyeball.
Now, but again,
a synthetic healing factor.
But again, that's been done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they've already.
What was the Alan Davies book where not Alan Davies, the comedian, but Alan Davis? You know what? I would love an Alan.
Oh, that was great. I love that
book. Where basically he grew himself back because he was supercharged from like a strand of DNA. What was that?
Yeah.
I forget.
Although, speaking of these kinds of things, this is off topic entirely, but kind of tangentially. They did announce today that Hugh Laurie has been hired to the voice cast of Little Big Planet 3. So Little Big Planet 3 will have a bit of Fry and Laurie.
Oh, nice. I may actually become interested in those games again.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, but I'll take your word for it.
It's the Sony. It's the PlayStation game. That's it's basically their one family title amongst a sea of shooters.
That almost sounds like a game in itself. One family title amidst a sea of shooters.
One family
in a world.
It's a game where everything's made out of yarn and felt. Basically, imagine what game you would want to play while smoking dope when you were 18.
And then it has the dev kit, so you can make it.
Yeah.
But basically, all that happens is people just keep ripping off Mario Brothers levels. With like people wearing like Marvel skins and stuff. It's just like Mario Brothers levels.
Marvel skins, is that Kitty's other power? She can skin you and wear you like a coat?
It's also a UK series.
Wait, that is her new code name, Shadow Coat. What?
Shadow Sprites.
Put the lotion in the bucket.
Would you fuck me? I fuck me.
Shut up, beast.
Oh! I got your age in a sword hanging. Give me some coffee. So, but apparently also on IO9, as another tangent, just to get this in, that Robert Downey Jr. was saying that Iron Man 4 is being worked on, and we'll probably have him in it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney, for just finding out what the man wanted and paying it to him.
So earlier this week, this kind of started earlier this week when Deadline ran an interview, which basically where he was joking at the end of the interview, said, "I will only do Iron Man 4 if Mel Gibson directs it."
What? Are you sure he was kidding? Because they're still friends.
Fort Knox opened. according to the interview, or the little bit I read, it was, excuse me, not the interview, but it was somebody was editorializing the interview. They pointed out exactly what Widge just said, that they're still friends, and that, you know, if anybody's going to believe in a second chance, it's fucking Robert Downey Jr.
No, apparently
That is very true.
Apparently, what they were talking about in that Deadline piece was it a Steve McQueen movie, Yucatan or something? The movie that was originally developed for Steve McQueen that he's trying to get done.
I know the film, but okay.
Yeah. Some sort of thing that Steve McQueen was developing, and then they found it, and they're trying to get it done.
It pretty much seems like Steve McQueen could do whatever the fuck he wanted to.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
I'm waiting for Steve McQueen to remake The Blob, just cause.
Nice.
No, it's all about sequels now, so they'll just, pick up the story where they left off.
With which one, the remake or after Son of the Blob, the sequel?
Oh, after Son of the Blob. It's all about original flavors.
Godzilla versus Son of the Blob.
Well, that means you'll only see 5 minutes of the Blob and 2 minutes of Godzilla on a TV. Not really on a TV, on somebody's smartphone for like a blip.
And now I cry.
Well, I mean, you hired a guy whose first movie was called Monsters, and it didn't have any goddamn monsters in it. So of course you didn't put Godzilla in the Godzilla movie.
But JJ, to be fair, he was working with a budget of $11.25.
And when Godzilla's in the movie, he looks fucking awesome.
Yes, and when he does his like signature moves, they're badass.
Yeah.
It's just like, motherfucker.
I think.
The hell?
I honestly believe, and I understand where most of the stuff comes from, people griping about Godzilla, and I think I would have felt the same had I not seen the original Japanese film like the week before I saw it.
Right.
And then went, oh, this is a tonal sequel. This is like the Rocky Balboa to Godzilla. It's a complete and perfect tonal sequel to the first film.
And it's really weird when you watch the original Japanese version of it. Don't you, in your head, aren't you inserting the Raymond Burr bits?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how I remember it. That's the version that you remember as watching it on TV.
Yeah.
So it's like, as you're watching it, you're like, oh, this is the part where he walks through with a pipe in a sequence they shot in studio far away.
Well, what I want is someone to just splice together a bunch of things, like being listed one after the other, followed by Ken Watanabe saying, "Let them fight." So it'd be like, Coke and Pepsi, let them fight. Sixth graders and seventh graders, let them fight. It doesn't matter, just like 10 minutes of nothing, but Ken Watanabe basically declaring that everything should be allowed to fight.
So
Ponytail Gambit and Ponytail Nomad.
Let them fight.
So basically, you just want him to be the narrator on the next Mortal Kombat game?
Excellent.
Actually, that'd be pretty badass.
I'd be okay with that. Finish him! I mean, seriously, he's been drawn by Rob Liefeld. Finish him! He has no feet. He can't even stand upright. Finish him!
Put him out of his misery. He's all shoulders and no head.
Look at that torso. Finish him! What? So, based on that, where I don't even know how I wound up there, we should probably move towards recommendations.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I mean, we're coming up on time.
Yeah, okay.
So what? Tuffley, why don't you go first? Since
I'll
you're so
go. I mentioned this in our lovely Brit Track panel, which you can also hear because it's on the site. But Johnny Marr's new record called Playland, really good. Really good. You should get that. And I am still attempting to avoid the new Weezer album because that's what you do with new Weezer albums, but it's really hard